political tension being witnessed in Edo State is quite similar to what happened in Lagos State when former Governor Ambode was denied party ticket in 2019 based on issues with party hierarchy in the state. The issue of Edo election has been generating some kind of heat over the last few months, with various political parties warming up for the election day slated for September 19, 2020. According to various media outlets, it was reported that Obaseki fell out of favor with former boss and SYAPC National Chairman Adams Ushomole and party chieftains over battle for supremacy in Edo State. Consequently, Obaseki was advised by the APC in Edo to forget about his re-election bid due to the issue he had with the APC in Edo State. Although the governor tried to lobby other APC chieftains in the national level like Asiwaju Bola Tinubu to wade into the matter, but all to no avail. As Governor Obaseki saw that his chances were slim, especially for the fact that he was screened out of the primary election, which produced Pastor Ize-Iyamu as the APC governorship candidate. He swiftly had to decamp from the ruling party APC to rival party PDP. This move was very important for Obaseki to pursue his re-election bid after the APC screening committee screened him out, saying he's not competent to hold office as a governor. To the surprise of many people, the question being asked my Edo people and Nigerians was that why would APC say this time around Obaseki is not fit to be called Edo governor? However, the two governorship candidates have been going around with their team to the nooks and crannies of the state and started campaigning to woo their supporters in different zones ahead of the election coming up next Monday, as one person will be declared winner of the gubernatorial election. During the campaign, so many things has been happening. During the PDP rally in Benin, thugs had to invade and started shooting sporadically into the air to scare supporters away. Also, during one of the campaigns, the convoy of the former APC National Chairman Adams Oshomole was involved in an accident after a truck whose brake failed rammed into his SUV and killing two policemen in the process. The two incidents made the APC and the PDP trade west, with each accusing one of assassination attempt, accusing one another. However, the APC had intensified and rounding off their campaign in preparation for Monday by bringing in actors and politicians to convince the people of Edo to vote for Pastor Sage Ize-Iyamu. In the process of doing this, the APC had, in my opinion, done something wrong which was so glaring and might serve as a setback for them in the election coming up by Monday. In this article, we shall look into these two major mistakes APC made in the campaign and which might take the odds favor Obaseki and return him as Edo governor. Okay, for the second time. The first is Desmond Elliott saying nothing is wrong with godfatherism. At this, the issue of godfatherism was what made Obaseki lose his re-election ticket under the APC before moving to the PDP. Obaseki had accused some APC members of trying to lure him into seeking hands into the resources of the state at the expense of the masses. However, when the issue started getting tough, Obaseki supporters swiftly accused Asiwaju Bola Tinubu of not wading into the matter. After that, the PDP members accused Oshomole and Tinubu of trying to turn Edo to Lagos like he did to former Governor Ambode in 2019. The supporters of PDP after then had been going round chanting Edo no be Lagos and saying that they cannot allow Oshomole turn Edo to Lagos in terms of godfatherism. In fact, some residents of Edo State took to the street to voice their displeasure at the way things were going. Some were seen carrying placards with statements like Edo is not Lagos, and this was well written in their reactions. During one of the campaigns recently, Lagos State lawmaker and Nollywood actor Desmond Elliott berated Governor Godwin Obaseki for promoting Edo no be Lagos as a campaign strategy for his re-election. Desmond Elliott reiterated that Edo no be Lagos is a cause which will be broken by Pastor Yamu. More so, in his defense of godfatherism in Nigeria politics, he justified the fact that Obaseki wouldn't be where he is today if not for godfatherism that went in his favor. In my opinion, Desmond Elliott and APC ought to have studied the atmosphere in Edo so as to know what to and what not to say in the public space. Desmond Elliott, out of love for his party, should not have allowed his emotions overcloud his judgments. As regards the utterances after Desmond Elliott made his statement, some people in Edo State react rapidly when they hear of Godfather, and Desmond Elliott saying this might make some voters change their mind from voting for APC, and this will not be favorable to APC by Monday. However, in my opinion, if the Edo citizens decided to go by their words on the placards to support Governor Obaseki through their votes, then Obaseki will emerge winner in the forthcoming election in the state. And secondly, calling Obaseki's wife a barren woman. Oh, politics is very dirty game. It's a very dirty game, especially in this country, and most times people do not watch their tongue before spilling some sensitive issues. Last week, something came up during the APC election campaign in Benin, Edo State. A staunch supporter of APC, who is also said to be loyal to Oshomole, named Kabaka, attacked Governor Obaseki and his wife for being childless in their marriage. Kabaka, who has been at loggerheads with Governor Obaseki after the governor demolished one of his hotels in Benin, took the microphone in front of a large crowd to mock Obaseki. In his words, Kabaka said Edo people should desist from voting. Obaseki is childless and the wife is barren. After the statement made its way into the social media, Nigerians were seen lambasting Kabaka and asking him if he was God who gives children. Sincerely, in my opinion, to have made such a statement is too bad, considering the fact that nobody can boast of the fact that he or she can single-handedly produce a child. That statement must have pained the woman who had been looking for the fruit of the womb to the bone, but she can't blame God. However, First Lady of Edo State and wife of the governor, Mrs. Bessie Obaseki, in her response, still recognized the power of the Creator by replying that though Kabaka has mocked us, that is, she and her husband, he cannot mock God who gives children. These were her words, and she said, you are not God. You can only mock us, but you can't mock God. After she made this statement, Edo people as well as the other Nigerians have been giving their support to Bessie Obaseki and promising her that they will come September 19, 2020 vote en masse for Governor Obaseki. I believe it is wrong to mock people over natural things because it is by God's grace that you are a parent. That doesn't make you better than those that are waiting. In my opinion, this statement by Kabaka had brought a pity party for Governor Obaseki and his wife, thereby making eligible voters in Edo switch their allegiance to Obaseki and PDP ahead of the election. In my opinion, these two statements might have caused a larger portion of eligible voters in Edo State to think twice before voting APC on Monday, which might make them go with Obaseki and PDP. Also, looking at what Kabaka had said, what has politics and campaign got to do with mocking barrenness? Was Kabaka right to bring a family issue into politics? Also, do you think these two observations might actually work against APC in Edo State's election? Wow, this article is from a City Post. And again, guys, you've heard what this article is all about. Do you think that these two things can really make people change their mind from APC to PDP, or it will affect PDP in the long run? What do you think? Let's have your take in the comment section. Thank you.